Hello everyone, Sandrak here. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying to predict all the 5 stars, rate up 5 stars for the rest of 2021. Now of course, this is not a leak. I do have some statement from MiHoYo itself to try to back this up. However, it is a pretty vague statement, so some of the predictions will probably be up for change. And of course, always take this with a grain of salt, because it is very unlikely that my prediction will line up exactly with what MiHoYo is doing. However, with that said, let's get started. So the statement I will be quoting is the direct statement made by the CEO of MiHoYo himself, Cai, who did it during the GDC, which is the Gaming Development Conference or something like that. He is the current CEO and producer of MiHoYo, and then during that he gave a speech. Basically during the speech he said that there are currently 30 characters available to play in Genshin, and with the addition of Sayu and Yoimiya, we're looking at 32 characters by August the 10th. And on top of that, he said every single year MiHoYo will be expecting to release 17 new characters into Genshin every single year. Now of course this is not all 5 stars, we're assuming about a little less than half of them will be 4 stars. So with that said, from that statement we can take a look at how this will go. So currently for the year of 2021, we already have 10 new characters released. Now of course, discounting Albedo, whose banner started in, I believe, around Christmas. So Albedo's banner started in 2020, so we're going to assume that his banner is from 2020. So starting with Ganyu, we have Ganyu, Xiao, Hu Tao, Eula, Kazuha, Ayaka, and Yoimiya for 5 stars. And for 4 stars, we have Rosaria, Yanfei, and Sayu. So that is 10 characters in total, which means we're looking at 7 new characters for the rest of this year. On top of that, there are still 6 new characters that has been officially confirmed to be playable at some point by MiHoYo themselves during the 2.0 livestream, preview livestream. And these 6 are Raiden Shogun or Baal, Kokomi, Miko, Toma, Kujosera, and Goro. So there's 6 more in total, which means we're expecting one more new characters that is not on this list. And of course, that character is Aloy from the collab event. If you aren't aware already, MiHoYo is doing a collab with, I believe, Horizon series, and as a result, Aloy will be moving into Genshin as a free playable 5 star. She will have no constellations, and on top of that, she will be available to PS4 and PS5 players by 2.1, I believe, and she will be available to PC and mobile players by 2.2. So with that said, that is all 17 of the new characters we're expecting for this banner. So with this said, we can easily place them into all future banners and figure out how many of the new banners will be reruns as well. So looking at the timing, we have 6 more character banner timings left for the rest of 2021 before we move to 2022. Now of course, this excludes the August the 10th banner of Yoimiya. So starting September the 1st, we have 1 banner. September the 22nd, we have the 2nd banner of 2.1. 2.2, the 2 banners are October the 13th and November the 3rd, and for 2.3, the 2 banners are November the 24th and December the 15th. Now of course, all of these is assuming they keep up with the 2 banners per patch. So of course, if you pull another special one next patch and do a 3 banners per patch, then this is all going to get messed up again. But currently it doesn't look like they have any intention of doing that, so this is what I'm going with at the moment. So as for 2.1, the banner prediction I'm going to have is Raiden Shogun and Kokomi as the 2 5 stars, alongside with Sarah as a 4 star. Of course, Raiden Shogun is guaranteed to be a 5 star. Kokomi is very likely a 5 star looking at her in-game currently status in terms of the quest, and Sarah is very likely a 4 star. On top of that, I have made 2 videos on this already. If you go into the Chinese livestream, which is on Bilibili, if you scroll down there, you can find a list of Chinese CVs and Japanese CVs. From that list, you can tell which ones are 5 stars and which ones are 4 stars. The 5 stars are all listed before the 4 stars. So also from that, it's easy to tell that Sarah is going to be a 4 star and Kokomi is going to be a 5 star. Which means my guess for 2.1 is it's going to be Raiden Shogun and Kokomi. Moving on to 2.2. So I believe 2.2, the first banner of 2.2 will be a rerun banner because we have had the Inazuma characters 4 banners in a row at that point. We have Ayaka, Yoimiya, Raiden Shogun, and Kokomi, which means it makes no sense to continue pushing Inazuma characters because if they keep doing that without having reruns, they'll soon run out of gas. So at that point, I believe it will be one of the reruns. Makes no sense to up Ganyu at this point because Alloy is coming out for free. By 2.2, everyone would have had Alloy for free, so it makes no sense to rate up Ganyu at this point because some people will be more inclined to build Alloy instead of spending on Ganyu, even though, again, as a free 5-star, Alloy's power level is probably not going to be comparable to Ganyu. But given the fact that she is given out for free, more people might be inclined to build her if Ganyu is forced to rate up at that point, so which means I don't think it's be Ganyu, which means the next 2 options in line is Albedo and Xiao. Now the reason I don't think Albedo is going to be rated up is because Ganyu, Xiao, and Hu Tao are all DPS, so trying to avoid having these 2 DPSs back to back, which is kind of hard because especially for reruns, you already know which DPS are good and which ones are bad. So in order to avoid that, because if, for example, if you put Xiao and Hu Tao in the same banner, then all the people that is going for power level is going to pull for Hu Tao, and that makes Xiao's rerun look very bad. Same case goes if you put Xiao and Ganyu together, then everyone's going to pull on Ganyu because even if Xiao is still, I believe, close to tier 0 at this point, but still Ganyu does more damage overall with a general build. So because of that, I believe that Albedo will be put in patch 2.3 in order to balance out. So it's going to be Miko, then Albedo, and then 1 more DPS. So in that case, or Miko, another DPS, or Albedo. So in that case, the DPSs are split by different supports, which means at this point then we're looking at a less competitive situation where every single DPS rerun you're only picking the DPS with the higher numbers. That's the other case with rerun. We are already 100% aware of their power level, so which means if they're good, more people are going to go for them. If they're bad, not much people are going to go for them. This is very clear already, so might as well put Albedo there to try to balance it out because he is a support. So with that said, I believe for 2.2 it's going to be a rerun banner. And between reruns, since Ganyu cannot get rated up at that point and makes no sense to put up Hu Tao there, so I believe 2.2 is going to be Xiao going first, followed by Miko. The reason Hu Tao is not going to be rated up there is because Yoimiya already had her rated up in 2.0, so it makes no sense to put 2 Pyro DPS who does exactly the same thing not exactly back to back, but very close to each other. So I believe that because at that point anyone who pulled for Yoimiya will not pull for Hu Tao. So I believe from a marketing standpoint of view, Xiao is going to be the best option for the first banner of 2.2. This means Raiden Shogun and Kokomi for 2.1, Xiao and Miko for 2.2. And again, Miko is put in there because that means she is kind of still close to the original characters of Inazuma, so she is not considered a filler. But on top of that, she has to be split up with Raiden Shogun and Kokomi because the rerun characters needs to be squeezed in there, so which means she is going to be after Xiao. As for 2.3, my guess is that it's going to be Ganyu or Hu Tao put in there as a DPS, and then followed by Albedo as another rerun. It makes no sense to put Albedo back in the first banner because Miko is most likely going to be a support or at least some sort of sub DPS. Of course, I'm not hinting at any leaks here, just personal speculation, because it's unlikely that she is going to be an DPS from the information I know. However, again, no leaks here, just personal speculation. But because of the fact that we assume she is a support, then in that case it makes sense to not put Albedo right after her. So basically for 2.3, my guess is that it's going to be Ganyu or Hu Tao and then followed by Albedo. And whoever it is going to get rated up as soon as the new patch flips over, because at that point, after 2.3, we're basically entering the patches of Inazuma where the filler characters comes in, and we're basically waiting for the chasm around sometimes that year. So that's all the guess I have, and of course this assumes that Chasm does not come December this year, which might be a possibility because Chasm might come as early as 2.4, given how Dragon Spine was released Christmas last year. It makes sense that Chasm might come as early as 2.4. So hopefully this will be mostly correct, and this is just again personal speculation. However, I have explained my reasons. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.